You guys, what a crazy past couple of days it's been. You have no idea. I'm gonna get ready for the day while I tell you about it. I really don't feel like getting ready today at all. Kind of just wanna slap on a little bit of makeup, like a no makeup look. I look like I just woke up. I am looking kind of crusty, so not really feeling like putting on too much makeup, especially because I've been breaking out, so I feel like less is gonna be more today. I did laminate my brows. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they're looking really nice, especially this one. I love the way this one looks more. I already put some moisturizer on because my skin is feeling super dry, and like I said, I've been breaking out like on the side of my face, and I know it's related to stress. I'm gonna start with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is probably gonna be like my foundation for today. This is in the color medium, and I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand, dot it on my face. I just need something that's kind of like more illuminating and stuff since I look super dry. Why I've been stressed out is because I've been having a hard time at work lately. And honestly, it's been ongoing for a long time, but I had put my 2 weeks in. I actually kind of put 3 weeks in. I put 2 weeks in and a Friday and Saturday. So I'm gonna use the Mario concealer in the shade 120, and I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes to wake me up, and a little bit on my blemishes. So I was trying to avoid this like situation from happening. Where I work, I'm a bartender if you guys didn't know. I've been bartending for 2 years now, a little over 2 years, and I actually really enjoyed it for a little while, but I've just been working on a lot of things like getting my brow certification, my lash certification, and that's the route I want to go. I want to open up my own beauty business. So I've been stressed out there since the beginning of time, and I just feel like I'm at a point where I'm working on all these things and I need to just take the risk and see what happens. I am 27 and I don't want to waste any more time wondering like if I give up my job and go full force with this, if it's gonna work out or not. I feel like everything happens for a reason anyway, but I knew that I was gonna leave there soon, so that's why I had put in my time. Like I had a situation that frustrated me and I was like, you know what, I think it's the time to like put it in now. So I tried to avoid the situation as best as I could. You know, I put my 2 weeks in instead of just like leaving abruptly that day that I was frustrated. And you know, I tried to not let it get to a point where there was any kind of like hard feelings or any kind of like anger towards the situation. I tried to avoid it at all costs. 2 days ago on Saturday night, I was working behind the bar, of course, and I was training the new girl still. They told me she should be on service bar, which is like serving the drinks for the floor, like making the drinks for the floor, and that I can take care of the people tonight. I said, okay, no problem. Like the night started going and it was slow in the beginning, and then it got busy, and then it got really busy. I had like 10 people at the bar. They were all couples, and they were all actually my regulars, all people that I knew, all my nicest people, honestly, which I think is so funny. Like I think like there's a reason why this happened, and like all those people happened to be there that night, which is really funny. They all decided to come at the same time, which if you work in the restaurant industry, you know how that happens. Everybody decides to come at like 7:30 and it gets packed all at the same time. We get hit, the kitchen gets hit, everybody gets hit at the same time. As I said, it started to get busy. All my regulars were coming to the bar and they all wanted to have like 4-course meals. I'm talking appetizers, pasta, middle course, entree, dessert, and then they all wanted specialty cocktails first, then bottles of wine right after. Every single person at that bar ordered steak. And I had a guy who is also a regular of mine. He had a martini and waited for his to-go order of a porterhouse for 3 and a couple of side dishes or whatever. I guess somehow I messed up and put another porterhouse for 3 on somebody that was having a sirloin, which if you don't know, a porterhouse for 3 at my restaurant cost about $198, and a sirloin is a lot smaller of a steak because it's only for one person, and that costs like $60. Obviously that's a big price difference. I wasn't aware that I made this mistake. I had no idea. I swear I put in a sirloin, but whatever, shit happens. It gets busy and things happen. But I've never honestly made a mistake like that when it comes to steak. I was asked by the owner, who ordered this porterhouse? And I was like, oh, the guy to go, you know, because I had no idea I put in 2. He was like, oh, okay. And I was like, that was weird. Like, why would he even bother to ask me that? Then I get everybody coming, and they're like, Jenna, 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 he wants you in the kitchen, my boss. And I was like, okay. I'm like super busy at the bar. So I go to the kitchen, and my boss is like, what is the second porterhouse for 3? I was like, a second one? What are you talking about? And he was like, there's 2 here. There's one for this order and one for that order. And I was like, well, there's only should be one for one to go. He's like, then what is this one? And I was like, this is supposed to be a sirloin. He was like, what do you mean? Because I have them cooking a porterhouse for 3. To make the story short, like we ended up getting in an argument about it, and I was just like, there's no way I put that in. I went back to the computer, I checked, and it was there in the computer, and I was like, how is that possible? He got angry with me, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was training somebody. I was dealing with somebody who was inexperienced behind the bar that didn't offer me a hand, and I said that I was done in the middle of the night. It was 8:30. I had everybody at my bar. Nobody got entrees yet. They were just all finishing their appetizers and this and that. I was just like, I quit. I'm done with this. Like, I'm not going to be yelled at for a mistake. I understand that I made the mistake and I don't know how it happened. But there's been too many times that I've been treated a certain way that I just couldn't tolerate it anymore. And I knew I was leaving soon anyway. So I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I went to go tell my customers, like, I'm sorry I won't be serving you for the rest of the night. Good night. Thank you. And they were like, no, like, we came here for you. Like, don't leave. And I was like, I just can't, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's just too much for me. Like, I'm stressed out. And they were like, you know, just stay the rest of the night and then leave. So they convinced me to stay, and I was like, okay, fine. And at this point I was crying because I was frustrated. And when I'm frustrated, I just cry. Like, I can't help it. It's just how I deal with things. And I hate that sometimes. Hold on. I was like, you know what, you're right, because I was handling everybody at that bar and I wanted to make sure that I got compensated for all that as well. So I was like, you know what, you guys are right, I'll stay. I was super appreciative of them and them trying to like help me and like make me laugh and make me feel better about it. I was like, okay, you know what, I will stay. So I stayed, right? I'm there for maybe another 10 minutes until my boss comes around and he's like, I thought you quit. And I was like, I did after tonight. And he was like, no, no, no. You're leaving. That's it. Like, I'm done. I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh my god, this is so crazy. This is not what I wanted. He was like, I want you to go home. You're not staying here. And I was like, no, I'm not going home. I'm gonna finish out the night, and then after I finish the night, I will go home. But all these people at the bar are my customers, and I'm not gonna leave them. He was like, yeah, you are. You're not staying. And I was like, oh god, okay. Here we go again. I went back to the bar, and I told them, I was like, so turns out I'm not staying because he doesn't want me to stay. And they were like, absolutely not, like, that's crazy, like, I'm gonna say something. And I was like, you know what, it's fine, don't even worry about it, guys, like, you're the best, take care. And they all were like, give me my check, or they were like, I want to leave you a tip before you go because that's crazy, you've been so good to us and this and that. So they all left me a tip, which was very generous of them. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, I just wanted to go at that point. I was like, you know what, I'll deal with like my compensation for the night and whatever tips were left there for me. I really didn't expect them to do that for me, and I thought that was so nice of them. Like, they really, all those people at that bar are great people. I was gonna leave the place anyway, so that's why I was just like whatever about it. But it was, what bothered me is that like I didn't want to leave on bad terms, and it ended up happening that way. And you know, we got into it on the way out as well, and I was not happy about it, but also happy that I stuck up for myself. It's funny because like me and my boyfriend used to joke, and we were like, oh, I'm just waiting for that day that like, you know, you text me while I'm away on vacation and just say like I quit, and I get it in the middle of the night. And that's exactly what happened. As soon as it happened, I literally texted him and I was like, I quit. I think what's funny is that he had texted me the next day, my boss, and told me and was like, I'm sorry things had to end the way they ended, but I wasn't mad at you about the mistake. I was mad at the way you reacted, which I didn't really react in any way. I was just as surprised as he was that, sorry, I like can't talk and do makeup at the same time, guys. Anyway, it's unfortunate things had to end the way they ended. You were one of my best bartenders I've ever had. I was honestly kind of like upset that he said I was one of the best bartenders he ever had, just because I feel like that's something you should have told me when I was working for you, not now that I left. Like, you never said that to me while I was working. You never really acknowledged that much, like how great of a job I was doing. It is what it is. I was gonna leave there anyway, and it is unfortunate that it had to end that way, but there was a lot of stress involved in that place, as there is with most restaurants. But I couldn't do it anymore, and like, I really feel like it was meant to maybe happen that way. Getting to an argument before you leave the place, or like leaving in that way, isn't what I wanted. The situation just happened the way it happened. So many good things are gonna come after leaving that job. Like, you know, when you leave like a toxic thing and like all the blessings start to come in, I feel like that place was just a little too toxic for me, and you know, it was my time to go. I feel like my content's gonna be even better now because I actually have time to focus on it. I'm focusing on my beauty business and opening up that and my content. Like, I want to focus on content and my beauty business. And that's pretty much it. So this is the final look. I just wanted to tell you guys a little update while I got ready, make it a little more entertaining than just sitting there and talking. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on in my life. 2 weeks from now I go to Miami, so I'm super excited for that. Stay tuned for that vlog. I'm free from that job at that place, and I honestly couldn't be happier. If you're watching this and you work in a toxic work environment, this is your sign to leave. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you if you stayed till the end of this video and listened to my whole spiel about how I quit my job. And I will see you guys in the next video.